Oh, hello, welcome, good evening. Yes, blah, blah, blah. Very good. Oh, it's a great night here in Bundoora. Said no one ever. Oh, that's enough? That's all. Oh, cool. Game at the home of the Matildas. They haven't won here so often in these fixtures, the Melbourne Victory under 23s, but they've certainly provided plenty of thrills and spills. No more so than this time last week when there was a 3-4 game against Dandenong Thunder featuring and Luca Didalitza at the back. Whilst for Hume City, Michael Weir in goal, Lloyd Isgrove up top, Godfrey DeBelle, Birkin Kerdar, who's been in hot form, Josh Bingham the skipper, Mark Otching, Mebet Yisol, Harry Ascroft at the back, Joshua Okani, Dennis Yildiz and Aisin Ishak. So they are the lineups here tonight as we prepare to get underway to bring round 12 of this season's competition to a close. We're almost halfway through. Next week's round of games will be the last round before the teams play each other again. And for these two sides, it's been a long time since they've played each other, almost a decade. 2016, in fact, when they met twice. Neither of them here, of course, because this venue wasn't in existence back then. They played at Epping Soccer Stadium and also Broadmeadows Valley Park, and Hume City won both games very convincingly. In fact, they won the first one 6-0 and the next one 3-0. No, the first one 3-0 rather, the second one 6-0. So either way, Melbourne Victory are yet to score a goal against Hume City. Maybe that will change tonight as we get underway. Hope you can stay with us for a Monday night of NPL here at the home of the Matildas. Cade Lucas is my name. I'll be taking you through the next 90 minutes on YouTube. Two teams who are a few spots apart on the ladder. Hume City currently 6th in the last of the finals positions on 17 points. Melbourne Victory in 9th on 12 points, just 3 above the drop zone, but a win here tonight and they will be in with a shout of being in the top 6. So both these teams certainly with plenty to play for as Victory give the ball away but then win it back quick smart. Victory, of course, in their navy blue with white arrow, and they're going forward here again. They're going to the left of our screen in this opening half, and a hopeful ball across the area, but there was no one there to meet it. And Hume City, all in red, will mop up. They're going to the right of your screen in this first half. Beautiful conditions for football here at the home of the Matildas. The pitch is like a carpet, as you'd expect. And it's another one of these unseasonably warm days in Melbourne. It was 25 today, and it's still hovering around the 20 mark tonight as we kick this one off. There's a little bit of a breeze, but not too much. It really is ideal conditions for football. Here's Abani, and he loses out on the near side to DeBelle as they come forward here. Ricardo Marchioli's men. Here's the old stager for Hume City, Mark Otching. Been a fixture in their team for a number of years now in the NPL. Very reliable performer. Here's Ascroft at the back. Up towards DeBelle. And he opens the door here for Okane. This is danger early on for Melbourne Victory. Didalitza getting back. Famous name in Australian football circles, Didalitza. Of course, his father John is the technical director at Melbourne Victory. Otching. The Kenyan-born player, former Adelaide United player, going down right up against the corner flag. And he's won a throw, using all his guile and experience there to knock it off the shins of his opponent. He'll be looking to toss this one into the box. breeze is sort of against him though, so he goes short towards DeBelle, who's really putting himself around about early doors. But he loses out here, and it's a Barney down the club room's wing. That's a very dangerous ball across, and there's a victory man 3. It was Patrick Wall who scored last week, and he really should have scored this week. Hands on head after that opportunity went begging. It was Reece Jing, in fact, down this near touchline who got the better of DeBelle. Patrick Wall wasn't quite able to finish off his good work. So it's Weir with the goal kick. Clad in yellow tonight. Bingham. Here's Red Missus at the back. One of the additions, a long ball forward. Jing trying to stiff around. Barney wins a header. Both teams just feeling each other out in these opening exchanges, but Victory have already set out their stall. They do look very comfortable on the ball, the under-23 side. They are missing Bozanovsky at the back tonight, though. That could yet be a problem for him. He's such a towering figure in the heart of their defence. Guys like Isgrove and Bingham in the opposition, it could yet be a big miss. It's all the way back to Grosowski now. College. His first touch of the ball. He must have had some week after scoring that goal. It's been pinging around on highlights reels right across the globe. Will do for a long time yet. And they come forward here. That's a big first touch by Wall, but he'll scamper down to reach it. And now Howie arrives to keep the pressure on. And here's College. Can he score from this range? No, he goes short to Jing. Good stuff early here by Victory. And now Howie coming in straight into the shins of the keeper. And Michael Weir is called into action early on here, probably a bit more so than he'd like. As Boris Serastan's team make a fast start here. 5 minutes gone. Long clearance bounces high for Grosowski, who got back to reach it. It's a pretty firm surface out there, and that did bounce a little bit high for the Victory custodian. Would have had his heart in his mouth for a moment there, but turned out okay. Howie's down behind play. He's a bit sore and sorry as he picks himself up as the ball now goes out of play. Jordan Howie, or Jesse Howie rather. I'm sure I'm not the first person to mix those two up. They are twins, but it's Jesse who's in the starting lineup. Jordan is on the bench tonight, but in all likelihood get a run out at some stage, especially if Victory are chasing the game. They don't look like being the ones chasing the second half here. Looks like they're making the running. Here's Wall. That's a great ball across and a great goal. Reece Jing puts it away. And you have to say, that's been coming. Melbourne Victory have come flying out of the blocks here at the home of the Matildas. And they are deservedly in front after 6.5 minutes. Reece Jing putting away the ball from Patrick Wall. And it is Victory 1, Hume City 0. Yes, it's Jing Reece, not Reece Jing, as I've been saying, but he is very much the goal scorer, that's for sure. And the way he started tonight, he could be in for a couple. He looks a real handful up top for Melbourne Victory. Jing Reece. Melbourne Victory are looking a real handful here for Hume City. Here's Michaelides now. Ishak, one of the under-23 players for Hume City in the lineup tonight, and he's given the ball away here. College. He'll go all the way back to Didalitza. Benny just slipped over, but managed to recover in time. Here's Howie, and he's hacked down pretty unceremoniously there by Mark Otching. Long crossfield ball there by College. Carney in midfield. Here's Giselle. Now back to Otching, just trying to get a foothold in this game here, Hume. They've been put right back on their heels here by a pumped-up Melbourne Victory side. Barney tried to go over his head, it miscued it slightly. Didalitza there to mop up though, and Grashowski just belts it clear. As I mentioned in the intro, Melbourne Victory's last time out was a 3-4 loss here against Dandenong Thunder. No shame in that. Thunder are clearly one of the best sides in the competition this season, but when you score 3 goals, you want to win most times. As Hume City go forward in search of an equaliser, and they win a corner. Previously to that loss, they had a draw, then a win, loss, and a win. So it's a bit of a topsy-turvy run for Victory, but as I mentioned earlier, the opportunity is there for them to get themselves away from the relegation zone and up towards the finals here. As the cross comes in, it's right on the money, poured away by Grashowski, and we'll do it all again. You can see the corner flag there. That breeze is really whipping across the home of the Matildas, coming from the east, or maybe northeast. Looks like it's kicked up a bit since the start of the game. It didn't seem quite so noticeable early on, even at the opening whistle, but it certainly is now as the cross comes in once again. And it's not dealt with, it's in. And that is a quick equaliser for Hume City. And it's Harry Ascroft, the defender, who glanced that one home. It was a brilliant delivery again by Yissel. The first one caused problems for the Victory defence, and the second one cost them dear as Ascroft glanced it in. And after just 10 minutes here at the home of the Matildas, both teams have scored. And I doubt they're finished there. It is Melbourne Victory 1, Hume City 1. Well, I hope you've settled in for entertaining night's football at home, as that shot is almost ricocheted into the net again of Melbourne Victory. Dear oh dear, that would have been a nightmare for Grashowski. It was Josh Bingham charging it down, and it almost ricocheted in. Hang on to your hats here, folks. This is shaping up as another action-packed evening at the home of the Matildas. 7 goals here last week, and you wouldn't bet against a similar amount of goals this time out either. We've got a corner at the other end now. It'll be Wall descended in. It's a low delivery straight to Otching. Michaelides will try and keep the move going. Eventually they go all the way back to Urbani. Radomisis. Now Didalitza. Urbani stroking it towards Reese. Harry Ascroft, the goal scorer, up against the other goal scorer. It is a Hume City throw here. The crowd has built up late. It was a bit sparse a few moments before the opening whistle, but they've come in late here, and there's plenty up in the stand here on the gantry where we are, and then down below as well. And a few out on the far side. It is a warm evening for football, especially this time of year. People coming out and making the most of it, and they're getting their money's worth at the moment. Long ball through the middle for Hume here. The keeper's come out of his area, and Grosowski's turned it over. It's Isgrove. Oh, and that was nearly another embarrassing moment for Grosowski, who's had a couple of near misses so far tonight, and we've only gone 13 minutes. Belated free kick there, given to Abani by the referee, Lucas Mattia. Oching mops up. Ashcroft and Reese were too concerned with each other to worry about the ball there. Now it's Bingham. Kerdar, who hasn't really got into the action so far. Certainly been in the action in recent weeks. Scored last week against Melbourne Knights. Hume won that game 2-1. Looking to double up with the next team on the alphabetic order in the league, from Melbourne Knights to Melbourne Victory. Didalitza with the head up. Looks a class act out there. He's tall, but he's very comfortable on the ball. He sends it all the way back to his keeper here, who's been in the thick of the action already tonight, Grosowski, and that's not the greatest of clearances. Hume on the move here, and it's Isgrove. He sends the ball across, or it's just over the brow of Bingham, and now following up, it was Okani who put the laces through it, but it was blocked. Here's Oching now. Hume's still interested. Oching goes to ground. Claims of a foul, but they're waved away. And Melbourne Victory come away. And here's College on the near side. Reese. Kerdar there to mop up for the visitors. Now Debele. Bingham. Over now to Yissel. This is a good contest. End-to-end stuff here at the home of the Matildas. Isgrove, who's playing out wide tonight. That's a good ball in. There's no one there to meet it, though. Hume City wanting to keep pace with Preston Lions, who are the team ahead of them on the table. Can't overtake them tonight, but they can apply some pressure, whilst Melbourne Victory, depending on how many goals they score, they could jump ahead of Green Gully. It's not a great clearance again by Grosowski. I think the breeze is causing a bit of an issue with his goal kicks. And Hume have got the ball up high here through Kerdar, who's starting to warm up. He's their equal top scorer this season, Burkan Kerdar, with 3 alongside Lloyd Isgrove. Isgrove not quite hitting the heights of last season when he was scoring for fun. He's certainly still providing plenty of danger. He's certainly one player the opposition team will circle on the team sheet and put plenty of work into. You can be sure that Boris Suristan has been doing that this week. Grosowski. And that ball sits up in the breeze, but he gets a bit more on it. Now it's all the way back to his opposite number. See the breeze having the effect there. His clearances where we're getting much more velocity than Grosowski's are. And that's really put Hume on the front foot again. Got a throw here deep in the final third. Bingham. Okani heads it down. Who's there to meet it? Here's Grove. He flicked it up. He was going to hit it, and now he does send a cross in for Bingham. Oh, it's kept out. Grosowski was right on the job there. The danger hasn't gone, though. Oh, that was a fizzing effort there by Kerdar. Well, they really should be in front here, Hume City. Josh Bingham normally puts away chances like that. And then Kerdar's eyes lit up as it came out to him outside the area, but it was always going over the top. Grosowski goes with the short clearance this time. Still ends up with the turnover. Here's Kerdar, who's growing into this game. Victory get out, but only momentarily. The tide has turned very much in the visitors' favour over the last few minutes, really since their goal. They're building up here down the near side, the pavilion side here at the home of the Matildas. Usal just ran into a cul-de-sac and it went out of play. And it's Tabena Rabani with the throw. Ashcroft, the goal scorer for the visitors. That doesn't come to much. Melbourne Victory have won their last, Hume City have won their last two, beating Melbourne Knights last week 2-1. Won the previous game, and that came after a pair of losses and a draw. So a bit like Melbourne Victory, it's been a mixed bag of results over the last month or so, which is befitting, I suppose, of two teams in around the middle of the table. What is a pretty congested table in the NPL this season. As Bingham has drifted out wide towards Yisal in the area. Ocheng's come up in support. And now Ocheng, he skips past Howie, sends a cross in. Kerdar. They're really keeping the pressure on here though, Hume City. Now it's Isgrove. He can score from here. And he goes for the top corner. And it's over the top from the former Bolton Wanderer. He puts his hands on his head, or puts his hands on his hips rather, and says to himself, you can do better than that. Nearing the halfway point of a very entertaining first half here at the home of the Matildas. Cade Lucas is my name. Hope you're enjoying the Monday night NPL action. Mentioned in the intro that these games are quite often pretty entertaining affairs. Melbourne Victory here at Latrobe Uni in Bundoora, and this game so far has lived up to that and then some. Still the best part of an hour of it to go, about 70 minutes. Stay with us on YouTube. Didalitsa. Turned it over in midfield here. Have Victory. College back to Didalitsa. Just trying to re-establish a bit of control here after a pretty tough 10 minutes or so for the home side. Here's Obani. Howie. And that's a pretty cynical foul by Mark Ocheng. He's a tricky customer, Howie, on Only done one victory game so far this season. That was actually in the first round, and Hoey was on the end of quite a few fouls then, and now he's into the area, and he could yet score. He goes down. He could have won a penalty. He has. Jesse Hoey has won the penalty. I was just about to say that he's one of those players who wins a lot of fouls, and he's done more than that here. He's won a penalty for his team. A jinky run into the area, and he was brought down, and Lucas Mattia didn't have much thinking to do there. And now it's Jing Reese to try and put his team back in front. He scored the opening goal. And now from the spot, he has the chance to score victory's second and restore their lead. Michael Weir readies himself. It's Jing Reese for his second goal of this first half. Up against Weir. And he's hit the upright. Weir didn't need to make a save, but he won't care. He's voicing his approval and no doubt giving a few words to the victory forward that we can't repeat here on a family broadcast. But that's a let-off for Hume City, and it stays 1-1. Weir rides that goal kick on the breeze up towards Bingham. He's so valuable in his ability to hold the ball up like that. He finds DeBelle. Can Hume City make victory pay for that penalty miss? Yisal. Man who won the penalty, Hoey's right with him, and Hoey will get the ball away. And then he's dumped to the turf pretty unceremoniously again. He must have scratches and bruises all over him when he finishes these games. Jesse Hoey, and I doubt it's much different for his brother Jordan either. Didalitza. Here is the aforementioned Hoey. Just tried to be a little too cute there, and Oching picked his pocket. Seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Oching, now it's Bingham. Didalitza with him. Wins the header. Menelau tried to lever the ball away somehow, but he can't avoid conceding a corner. Hume players really on top of the keeper here. Look at them bunched around Grasowski as the corner comes in. Sent up and down the chimney there by, I think it was Razmowski, the skipper. And now he just puts the laces through it and clears the danger. Now a free kick given in midfield. In the way of Hume City. DeBelle trying to get the better of a Barney. Just runs out of room in the end. Radamis's clearance went straight out of play. So it's Isgrove again for Hume. Reese putting the pressure on. Watching there in support though for Hume, and now Kerdar goes to ground. Approaching the half-hour mark here. Both teams have had spells of dominance. Hume City's probably the longer. Weir. Lovely long clearance. The breeze really carrying it, and now it's Isgrove down in the far corner. Holding the ball up. Kerdar. There's College right with him. Now Akane, they're queuing up here a bit, Hume, but that last ball lets them down. Akane and Isgrove were just on a different wavelength there, and the chance goes begging. Grosowski. College to Didalitza. Just came undone there. It was good work from Didalitza and College, but then the pass didn't quite reach Obani, and now they're really on the back foot again as Bingham holds the ball up. College arrives to ease the pressure, and he might have done more than that. It's Reese. He couldn't quite get it out from underneath himself, though. Had he controlled that ball, he was one-on-one with the keeper. Bounces clean over the head of a couple. Straight to Obani. Menelau, nice turn, under pressure. Over towards Mihalaides. And now Razmoski. He's had a pretty tough time of it, the skipper, at the start. He's got Lloyd Isgrove for company, and Isgrove wins the ball here. Bingham coming out. Now Kerdar. Oh, Kerdar probably should have pulled the trigger. And now it's Reese. But he loses the ball there to Ashcroft, almost won it back. The two goal scorers. And here's DeBelle. He and Obani having a really good battle down this pavilion side touchline too. Half an hour gone. Melbourne Victory 1, Hume City 1 here on NPL on YouTube. Cade Lucas with you. Goals both coming in the first 11 minutes. Jing Reese after just 6 minutes putting Victory in front, but Hume City equalising through a Harry Ashcroft header after 10 minutes. And Hume are looking to go in front here as Yisol sends the cross in, but Grosowski saw that coming and latched onto it. Josh Bingham was lurking, but Grosowski was alert to the danger. Okani, Isgrove. First pass out wide. He was looking for his teammate there in Yildiz. Couldn't quite reach him. Here's Ishak. Menelau. Reese, lovely touch. Mihalaides, he's put Hoey through, the flag's down. Not for long, it's up now. Jordan Hoey's eyes lit up there. He thought he was home and free. In the end, I think way up, or Weir rather, did enough to make the save. That's how this first half has panned out after the opening flurry from Victory. It's very much been Hume on the front foot, dominating possession and field position, and Victory looking to hit them on the break and looking pretty dangerous in doing so. Wonder how much the breeze may be affecting that. They are going into it a bit here, Melbourne Victory. It probably Didn't think it would be such a factor at the start of the game, but it does seem to have picked up a bit, and you can certainly see it with the goal kicks and just some of the passing. The ball really holding up in the breeze when Melbourne Victory send it forward, and it's really carrying when Hume does. That's a pretty rugged challenge in midfield on Michaelides. And the Victory faithful voice their displeasure. Look at College, he's caught there. No heroics from him so far this evening. He's done plenty of legwork in midfield. Hasn't really had the chance to get forward too much. Rosmovsky. It's a long ball forward over towards Abani, and that looked to have hit the hand of Odching, who then tries to shove Abani out of the way. Probably 2 or 3 fouls there that could have been given against Odching, and in fact none are. Fair to say the Victory supporters and coaching staff are not too impressed with that, or the lack of decisions there. As play goes on the far side of the field here at the home of the Matildas, over on the university side, if you like. Okani on the turn. Kerdar towards Ishak. Isgrove dropping deep, and now it's Okani. Good intercept there by Rosmovsky. Long crossfield pass by Yildiz. DeBelle will get there just in time. And he fizzes the ball across, and Bingham can't finish it, and then he pleads with the referee for a corner. He thought there was a touch off the Victory player there. Lucas Mattia not interested. Again, Victory might have got themselves into a pickle at the back. Raskowski just hoofs it clear. Now Ishak goes down. Game has got a bit scrappy here as we head towards the break. Isgrove. Bingham coming up the ground, back to Isgrove. The pair a long way from goal. Victory back in numbers. DeBelle, lovely work right up against the touchline. Ocheng. First time ball comes all the way through, and it's a goal for Hume City. It's Yisal who hammers it into the roof of the net. The ball across, clean bowled a couple, it pinballed around. Yisal couldn't believe his luck, and he smashed it home to give Hume City the lead for the first time. With half-time looming, Ricardo Marchioli's men are in front. It is Melbourne Victory 1, Hume City 2. And Mehmet Yisal with the goal. Well, they beat Melbourne Knights 2-1 last week. And so far, after 37 minutes, they're beating Melbourne Victory by the same scoreline. Hume City will be pretty happy with that, but the job is far from done. Victory have shown they've certainly got plenty of firepower of their own, but they've given the ball away again here, and it's Yisal, the goal scorer. He sends the ball across, and he almost manufactured a third. Kroskowski eventually got his hands around it and sets away Menelau. Michaelides, just a Poor touch there, and he couldn't quite recover. Here's Rozmowski. Can Victory find parity before half time? Less than 10 minutes to go. Greskowski's come a long way off his line. Works out okay for him. Certainly one of those goalkeepers who's not averse to taking a risk. Daniel Greskowski, we've seen that a few times already in this first half. He's made some important interventions and saves as well. Passes well over the top of Abani. Didalitza, right idea, wrong execution. Yusal. Strong header there by Didalitza. Now it's Oching with another throw. He's had a host of them so far in this first half. Here he is again to Okani. He's wriggled clear. Danger here for Victory. Okani, oh, he went for goal. Probably should have sent it across the 6-yard box. And now, well, it looked like they might have had some defending to do there, Hume City, but they cut it out at the source almost. They are really finishing this half on top, not just in the scoreline, but in general play too. They've turned it over here though. It's Wall. There's Mosky. Radomisis. Wall again. Here's Rove. Strips the ball from him. It's a throw on the far side. Razmovsky just got a bit too much on that ball down the line. Just under 5 minutes of normal time remaining in this first half at the home of the Matildas. 3 goals scored, missed penalty 2. Sure to be plenty more entertainment to come in the second half, if not in the dying embers of this first half. Here's College. Didalitza. Obani. And he skips past Oching. And then runs into a cul-de-sac, nothing doing. Just need to have a spell on the ball, Melbourne Victory. They've struggled to really dictate possession at times tonight. They've of course been happy to sit off and play without the ball for periods too, but when they have tried to string the passes together, it's not something that's worked for them. Might do now as they creep forward. Here's Reese, and he plays it on to Hoey. DeBelly was onto it. Hoey and DeBelly getting a tangle. And again, Hoey just ends up on his backside. Shoved over like he was one of those inflatable training cones or something, Hoey. It's like the little kid that the other big kids want to pick on. He's a dangerous player though, certainly when he gets forward. The ball at his feet. He's a guy Melbourne Victory will want to get on the ball more. Both in the latter stages of this first half and certainly in the second half. They might bring his twin brother Jordan on as well. As the ball goes out for yet another Mark Otcheng throw, you can really see the corner flag whipping in the breeze now. It's certainly picked up since the start of the game, maybe even since midway through the first half. Victory know that they'll have it at their backs come the second half, provided it remains at its current rate. That remains to be seen. Turned it over again here, up high Victory. It's Yusal, one of the goal scorers. Barney back to Didalitza. Up towards Reese. And he wins a free kick. Jing Reese. Goal and a missed penalty, so it's been the ultimate mixed bag of a half for him. Rasmuski. Menelau in midfield, driving forward, leaving Bingham in his wake, and then he slips over. Looked to have something really going there, Alexander Menelau, but then his feet gave way beneath him. Bingham is on his haunches behind play, and now he's gone down. That's not something Riccardo Marchioli will be happy to see. As Victory knocked the ball out and the physios come on. We've actually gone through the 45 minutes of normal time, 3 minutes of stoppage time to come at the end of this first half, and injuries are unfortunate at any time, but especially when the whistle is just about to blow and your captain and talisman goes down and looks like he might have suffered a concerning injury. Something in his lower leg or foot. He's up Bingham, but he looks very ginger. Given the time, you wonder if Hume City might just try and get through the stoppage time to half time and then wait and assess Josh Bingham rather than making any changes now. That looks as though it's going to be the case. He is going to soldier on here, Bingham. Try and run it out. College. First time ball to Menelau. Couldn't quite thread the pass. Isgrove flicks it on. Radomisis is onto it. Goes all the way back to Graskowski. College again. Nothing doing. Obani. He can't cut out the pass and comes to Okani. Have they got a late goal in them here, Hume? It's Kerdar, the danger man. Obani, he hasn't cleared it. Okani wins it. Now Razmowski, the skipper, just to try and steady the ship. Last thing they want is to concede another one here right on half-time, Melbourne Victory. And it's Wall who has the throw. Gained a bit of distance. And now it comes out to Hoey. Oh, the bounce evaded him there. Ishak. Weir. Half-time whistle is imminent as Weir's clearance goes down towards Dembele. Have they got a late goal? Oh, very nearly. Again, the breeze catching that goal clearance from Weir. Dembele brought it down brilliantly and just scooped it over the top. But they do have a corner. Got a touch on the way through. I think maybe from the keeper. Whoever it was from has created another late chance here for Hume City. Looking to go in with a 2-goal lead at half-time after going behind after just 6 minutes. Victory have missed a penalty too. In comes the cross. And it's helped away out towards College. Isgrove sends it back in. Now it's Yildiz. Up towards Dembele again. Navy jerseys converge around him. And they force it out for a throw, but they haven't cleared the danger. This has got to be the last action of the half. Surely the 3 minutes of stoppage time have expired. It's Yildiz who will toss it into the mixer. Bingham. Oh, Ishak tried to put his laces through that, but it was blocked. And that ends a hugely entertaining first half here at the home of the Matildas. It started with a goal after just 6 minutes to Jing Reese. He got the home of the Matildas rocking with that effort, but the crowd here was silenced shortly after when Harry Ascroft glanced a header in from a corner. Then Victory had a penalty, which Reese missed, hit the woodwork. And then Hume City growing into the game, growing in their dominance, and they eventually went in front through Memphis. And welcome back to the home of the Matildas, where at half-time it is the visiting Hume City who have taken a 2-1 lead over Melbourne Victory after a very topsy-turvy and highly entertaining first 45 minutes, where the home side went ahead after just 6 minutes through Jean Rees and then had a penalty which they missed, which could have put them back in front. In between time, Harry Ashcroft glanced in a header to put Hume City level, and then later on in the half, Hume City went in front through Mehmet Yisal. It was that sort of a first 45, plenty of opportunities for both sides, plenty of rugged tackles and some pretty speculative efforts on goal too, and some good goalkeeping. So really had something for everyone in that first 45, and we hope we get more of that in the second. Cade Lucas is my name, and I'll be taking you through the rest of this Monday night game here at the home of the Matildas to close out round 12 of the NPL. The players back out on the field, as is the referee, and all is in readiness for a second half here in the grounds of La Trobe University. Good crowd in attendance. You can smell the gyros from the Souvlaki bar. It's blowing this way because there is a very strong breeze here. As we get underway in the second half, Hume City are going into that breeze in the second half. It certainly helped them at times in the first. They might find it a bit tougher going against it here in the second 45. They're going towards the left of your screen. Well, the scoreboard end here at the home of the Matildas. The home side, Melbourne Victory, in their navy and white, going towards the right-hand side. And they will have the breeze at their backs as they look to get back into this game, back on level terms. They probably will feel that they should be. They did have their chances in that first half. Hume City, though, certainly had the better of the of general play. They controlled possession for the most part, as Hume almost turned it over in midfield. Thankfully for them, Ishak was there to clean up. No substitutions that we're aware of at half-time yet, though I'm sure I'll find out when there's a player on the field whose number I don't recognise. We'll wait and see. There's Weir, whose goal kicks are not travelling as far this half as they were in the first half. Almost created a couple of goal-scoring opportunities. Such was the help he got from the breeze. Victory go to play out from the back. Here's Rasmoski, the skipper, over towards Wall with the other 22 Yildiz, and I think Wall got him around the neck there briefly. That was a bit agricultural. So it's a free kick here for Hume, right below us on the pavilion side at the home of the Matildas. Radomisis. Straight to Ishak, who miscues that almost up into our commentary position here. It's a throw for Rasmoski. Right on halfway. Bingham. Looks like he's recovered from that knock close to half-time. Couldn't quite make anything of that opportunity, though. Here's Okane. Kerdar jumping up and down on the spot there. He almost landed on his head. Long free kick to Debele. Lovely first touch. Second one wasn't quite so good. Obane managed to get a toe to it to see it out of play. Debele with the throw, flicked on by Bingham. Now Isgrove. Couldn't quite get boot to ball. Wall. And Ishak almost came together. The ball ricochets into the path of Hoey, though. Opportunity here for victory. And it stings the palms of Weir in the Hume City goal. He's snuck in behind a few times now tonight, Jesse Hoey, and that was the best opportunity of the lot. Would have hoped to have worked the Hume City keeper. Instead it went straight at him. Menelau to Wall. Good intervention there by Ishak, who reacted to that one quicker, and now it's almost in for another goal for Hume City. It was Yisal, and now Akani, and it is another goal. Well, Yisal, with his effort, it came off the upright, pinballed around. Looked like the opportunity had gone begging, but following up was Joshua Akani, and he wasn't missing that. And Hume City now lead by 2 clear goals. They've come from a goal down to 3-1 in front, just shy of 50 minutes at the home of the Matildas. Melbourne Victory facing a tough task now. This match is very much turned against them. They do have time to recover the situation. Here's Hoey. Now it's Albani with the throw on the far side. Here's Grove for the interception. Radomisis got there just in time to see it out of play. Yildiz with the throw right in front of the Hume City bench, which would be a pretty happy place to be at the moment. On course for a hat-trick of wins. Won their last 2, as I mentioned. They would be really building some momentum if they can go on and win this game, which they really should from this position. Bounce clean over the head of Hoey. He's a fairly diminutive player, so it's probably not the most unusual of things, but went straight over the top of him. And it's yet another throw for Mark Ocheng. Didalitza with the header. Hoey takes the free kick back to Didalitza. Radomisis, they work it to the pavilion side. Rasmoski, Wall. Red shirts all around him though. Okani, latest goal scorer for Hume. It's his 3rd of the season, so he joins Burkan Kurdar and Lloyd Isgrove on that number. Equal joint top scorers for Hume. Bingham, who's had that title for many years up at Hume City as their main goal scorer. It's probably a good sign for them that they're not relying on him so much anymore. They've got more avenues to goal. Here's Michaelides, who's brought down by Ishak, and that will see him go in the book, the first player booked for the evening. Didalitza. Here's Grove. Kerdar, Carney, they're backpedaling here a bit, Hume, but they're keeping hold of the ball. Passing under pressure by the visitors, who really, from the time they scored their first goal, after just shy of 11 minutes, they really have taken control of this game. Victory have certainly had their moments, but on general play, you can't really argue with Hume having a 3-1 lead. Weir. That's out for a throw to Obani. Ten minutes of the second half gone, and Hume City continuing on their merry way here. They've added another goal to their tally, and they're now 2 goals clear of the home side. Just over half an hour to play. Melbourne Victory need to find a way back into this game. They spurned an opportunity in the first half, missing a penalty after Jean Reese put them in front after just 6 minutes. Missing that opportunity, probably even more of a missed opportunity now, given what's happened since. Here's Kerdar. He goes down, and Lucas Mattia belatedly blows the whistle. And this could be right on the edge of his range here, maybe with the breeze against him. Might mean it's more of a cross than a shot, but we'll have to wait and see. Players are fanning out on the edge of the 18-yard box, indicating that Hume are going to go for goal here, and it is Kerdar. And he does go for goal. Well, in the end it was sort of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. And ultimately resulted in not much. I think if the breeze had not been so strong against him, he might have really had a crack there, Kerdar. Didalitza. Obani, him and Dembele have had a dig-dong battle down the flank, first on the pavilion side, now on the far side. Ocheng's there too. Dembele. Oh, this is a nice move by Dembele. He's into the area here. Ball just came away from him and now comes back to him. And it's out for a corner. He's a tricky customer, Dembele. He's one of a number of attacking threats that Hume have. And they're also a threat from set pieces, as we saw with their first goal this evening. They will fancy their chances here again. You can see them right on top of Daniel Greskoski, right on the goal line in the 60-yard box there. In comes the cross. Greskoski goes to ground. Fortunately, he didn't need to make a save there, as Victory will come away through Wall, and he skips past a challenger. Now he's got green grass ahead of him. Wall, and he goes out wide. Michaelides was coming in, but Weir just got there in time. It's their best attacking foray of this second half, Melbourne Victory. Those attacks are becoming fewer and far between. Given that we're heading up towards the hour mark, they've got to find a way of making them more frequent if they're to get back into this game. It has slipped away from them. Bingham. Carney. And now onto the running. Yisol has already scored one. Up towards Isgrove. He doesn't need an invitation to shoot, Lloyd Isgrove. But a good block there by Rosmowski. And Hume really going in for the kill now. A fourth goal kills this game off and gives them a third win in a row. Throw from Yildiz. And Hoey just hose into that. A long ball forward. The breeze helping it. Weir has to backpedal. Lady's trying to get himself out of heavy traffic. He couldn't do so. It comes out to Isgrove right below us. You're disappointed with that. It's cut off by Hoey. Didalitza. Toe pokes it back towards Hoey again. Gets knocked over. He's like the whipping boy out there, Hoey. It's a player that opposition players love to punish. Anyway, that latest foul has given Hume City the opportunity to make the first substitutions of the game. Godfrey DeBelle is coming off. He's certainly put a shift in tonight. And Josh Bingham, the skipper's coming off too. He got that knock just before half time, which briefly looked as though it might have ended his night there and then, but he soldiered on. But Ricardo Marchioli has clearly decided it's time to put his captain in cotton wool. So Michael Domfey has come on. Also is a Obiora. Domfey, ex-Northcote City player. So just down the road from here, and he's scored twice this season as well. So they have spread the goals around Hume City. Rather than in past seasons relying on one or two goal scorers, they have got them from all parts of the team this season. As a hopeful cross came in there from down the flank. We saw it all the way though. I think it was Mihalades who got down to the byline. Can't be long before we see some movement on the Melbourne Victory bench. Hume going forward though, looking to put the game to bed. Here's Yisol. Driving to the byline, and he goes down right on the edge of the area. The Hume City bench certainly thought it was inside the area, but the referee thinks otherwise and has given a free kick just outside it. A couple of substitutions being readied on the Victory bench. I'll have to wait for this free kick though. It's Jesse Hoey and Luka Kolic in the wall. They play it short. Yisol trying to thread it through the heavy traffic there. He couldn't do so. And it's out on halfway. And it's a couple of changes here for Melbourne Victory. Daniel Lazarevski is coming on. He scored last week against Dandy Thunder and has 3 for the season. He replaces one of the goal scorers. In fact, he replaces Mihalades, who's come off. He's not very happy with the way he's played. Judging by his reaction there, Jing Reese, the goal scorer, the man who started the scoring, is also off. Coming on, Lazarevski, and also Anastasios Georgakopoulos. So 2 forwards. They have defending to do to start things off here, though. It's Georgakopoulos getting involved. He was playing in Spain last year with Corujo. My apologies for my pronunciation there. I've almost certainly got it wrong, but that's what we'll go with. It's very much with Melbourne Victory tonight, though, as they try and rescue something out of this game. Still got time if they're good enough. This Wall sends that ball straight into the chest of his opposing number in Yildiz. Menelau. Here is Georgakopoulos. This is the common fashion with football these days. He's got what appear to be little or no shin pads. If they are shin pads, they can't be much bigger than a credit card. Here's Kerdar. Down the flank to Isgrove, is on his bike. Razmoski with him. And the captain wasn't letting him past. Yildiz with the long throw. It's right into the mixer. Didalitsa does well, though. Yusal. Razalowski does well. Yusal trying to wriggle out of trouble there, but Razmoski is taking on two Hume City players. And it requires a third to come in and put him to a stop. Now Razboski just bangs it clear out towards Howie. Ocheng right with him, but he might have almost opened the door for Howie. It goes down again. Now Ocheng. Still Howie scampers. And eventually it's into the waiting arms of Michael Weir. Again, that ball really holding up in the breeze. Barney wrestling with Domfey, who I think has had a touch since he's come on. Here's Okani. He's lost the ball in midfield. And Victory might be off to the races here. It's College. And now it's Lazaridis. And it's College who follows up and gives Melbourne Victory hope. Well, it's not a Puskás Award contender this week from Luca College, but it was a good finish anyway, and it's an important goal because with just over 20 minutes to play, he gives his team a chance here. It is Melbourne Victory 2, Hume City 3 as Victory come forward again, and Wall just miscues it, and it's out of play. So the Monday nights here at the home of the Matildas have once again proven fertile territory for goals. 7 goals here last week between Victory and Thunder. 5 so far tonight between Hume City and Victory, and just over 20 to play. You wouldn't bet against there being more. Here's Isgrove. And now Obiora, who's just come on. And a good sliding challenge there by another substitute, Georgakopoulos, to see it out for a corner. Hume have been a threat from set pieces all night. Here's another one. And commentator's curse. It ends up being the worst corner of the evening. But it has gone out for a throw. Yildiz. Domfay heads it on. And now Okani. College is with him. College has won the ball. And Kerdar clatters into him. Bodies and limbs flailing around. Ricardo Marchioli's not very happy with it. But play goes on. And it's Obani. Over towards Howie. On the far side. Victory have suddenly got some renewed impetus as Howie gets in behind. Good ball across. Ashcroft with the header. That goal has certainly lifted them. And now, we have a little delay as Ricardo Marchioli goes in the book. Second yellow card of the evening. Both have gone to the visitors. Ricardo Marchioli was very upset with that challenge on Okani by College. Voiced his displeasure just a little too vociferously. Weir's clearance doesn't even get past the halfway line. Menelaw in midfield. Wriggles his way past Obiora. Georgakopoulos. Wall. Controls it with his shoulder. Then Yildiz comes in. Those two have had a real battle as well. Radomisis. Lazarevsky really putting himself about. He would have been disappointed not to score earlier on. Fortunately for him in victory, Luca College was there on the follow-up, and now there's a bit of pushing and shoving. Kerdar and Lazarevsky getting up in each other's grill. And the referee just telling everyone to cool down. This game coming to a climax, you sense. Just over 15 minutes to play. There's a couple of twists or turns to come yet. Stay tuned with us on YouTube. Cade Lucas with you on this Monday night at the home of the Matildas. It's been another evening for goal scorers. Make sure you stay with us to the final whistle because there's probably going to be more scoring here. And the outcome is still far from set. A win for Melbourne Victory would put them just 2 points behind Hume City. A win for Hume would cement themselves in the top 6. Next week, Hume are at home to Dynamo. It's on Saturday afternoon. Now Ashcroft has been caught. And he is writhing in pain, Harry Ashcroft. You could hear the yelp right across the home of the Matildas. And Lucas Matia raced over there, and now he's dished out a yellow card. And Ashcroft is still down and the physios are coming out. So he's been caught on the ankle or the top of the foot. Either way, it's very uncomfortable for Harry Ashcroft, who, of course, started the evening with a goal. Hume City's first goal, glancing in the header to level the scores after just 10 or so minutes. As I mentioned, Hume City next play on Saturday afternoon against St Albans Dynamo, whilst Melbourne Victory go down the highway to play Dandy City. And that's on Friday night. So a bit of a short turnaround for Melbourne and Victory. Monday night to Friday night. They'll be going into that game with a second loss in a row, or a draw, or maybe even a win. All results are still available here, as Ashcroft is walking around a bit gingerly, but it looks like he's going to soldier on. Less than 15 minutes of normal time to play at the home of the Matildas. Hume City leading at 3-2. Isgrove just drops the shoulder into the back of his opponent Razmoski there. And he goes in the book. Suddenly there's a flurry of yellow cards. It's a pretty clean game for 70 odd minutes. Yeah, there's been 3 yellow cards in the last 10 minutes or so. Oching. Well, he was looking for Domfey there, but a good challenge by Didalitza to cut that one out and send it out of play. He's got more work here to do though. The tall, angular central defender, Mark Oching, will launch another throw. Howie. Oching right with him. Back to Abani. Nobody home for this occasion for Victory. Mark Oching's arms must be aching tomorrow morning. He has had a ton of throws today. It's of course pretty common for wingers or wing backs, full backs to take a lot of throws, but it seems like every time you look up tonight, Mark Oching's been tossing it in. Razmoski now coming away for Victory. He's got Yisel hanging off him. The skipper does well though, pulling his team up the pitch. Now Isgrove going back the other way. Yildiz. Isgrove. Obiora. Well, it's a good ball in. It sits up for Okane. He's scored one. Oh, and he should have scored a second. Graskoski was beaten. And Okane brought it down, did everything right, except get his shot on the right side of the upright. They would have secured the 3 points for sure for Hume City. His yield is now. Isgrove. And he curls a dangerous one in. Domfey was there. His first touch let him down. Well, in the space of 10 or so seconds, there were 2 gilt-edged opportunities there for Hume City to put this game to bed. Spoke earlier about how Melbourne Victory might rue that, or would rue that missed penalty. Well, maybe Hume City could miss could rue those two missed opportunities as the substitute Hoey, the other Hoey, comes on. There's no one at the back post to meet that cross. Yes, both Hoeys are out there now on either flank. There's Melbourne Victory set about trying to salvage something here. Just over 10 minutes to play. And now Victory's physio is on. I think it might be Jesse Hoey who's got a bit of cramp there. His twin brothers just come on the field, and now Jesse Hoey's in need of the physio. Meanwhile, more changes down below. This time for Hume. Oliver Kellart is on. Quite catch who made way. Breeze has really picked up again. The ball just hanging in mid-air there. Carney, he's been good. One of the goal scorers. Shrugs off Menelau. Now out wide to Kellart, who's just on the pitch. Georgakopoulos. Keep the ball in play. Carney again. Down the far side, now drifting inboard. Finds Kerdar. Obiora. Isgrove. This is good stuff by Hume City. As they go in looking for the knockout blow. Kellart. His attempted cross is knocked out for a corner. More changes being readied as Hoey is down behind play. Whatever required the physio to come out a few moments ago has clearly not been dealt with. That might be the end of his night here. It is, he can hardly put any weight at all on his foot. Victory can't make a change, so for the moment they're going to be down to 10 as they try and defend this set piece here, something they've struggled with all evening. About 7.5 minutes of normal time to play. There's a bit of confusion here. College was about to come off by the looks of things, and now he's gone back. The Victory bench want to make some changes. Now they do. It's Haridis. Alexander Haridis has come on for Hoey. So it's 11 v 11 once again. As Hume prepare another corner. Not a great one. And the whistle is blown for a foul. And Victory are out of jail. But they are still a goal down. Time is running out. Should be a fair whack of stoppage time at the end of this, but just over 6 minutes of normal time. As more changes are made. Parker Williams is on for Melbourne Victory. Ishak, Yildiz, Didalitsa meets it. Lazarevsky. And now Hoey, the other Hoey, Jordan. And just like his twin brother, gets on the ball and wins a foul. Georgakopoulos is going to take it. And the navy blue shirts are rushing forward. Didalitsa's getting up there. Razmoski too. He'll have the breeze at his back here, Georgakopoulos, as he sends in the cross. And it's glanced on Didalitza now. Couldn't get requisite power behind it to really worry Weir there. Might be their best option from here on in to go a bit Route 1 Melbourne Victory. Kellart. Can't keep hold of the ball. Akani's there in support though. He's had a good night. In the mix for the votes. There's been a few other players from either side. It's been a very entertaining night of football as Isgrove sends a ball across. And here's Howie. But a good intervention there by Yildiz. Howie thought he was away, but Yildiz said, timed his challenge very well. Williams has come on. Looks like he's playing in the heart of defence. Obani comes through towards College. Ashcroft, who's recovered from that earlier knock. He's happy to see it out of play over the byline. Two of the goal scorers tonight. As Mark Okshin now has come down with cramp. They're dropping like flies here now. Players from both sides. It's been not only a very entertaining game, but a pretty physically taxing one. High energy. Blood and thunder at times too. There have been some pretty willing challenges. We're not over yet. And neither is the disciplinary process, because Lucas Mattia has pulled out another yellow card. And this is for one of the Hume assistants. It's not for Ricardo Marchioli, otherwise he would be off because he's already on a yellow. It's another member of the coaching staff for Hume who's gone in the book. Barney with the throw. Lazareski. Weir with a kung fu kick. Try and keep that one from going out for a corner, but he mightn't have bothered because it didn't work. It is a Melbourne Victory corner. Just over 2 minutes of normal time to play. Can Victory pull a rabbit out of the hat here? It'll be Howie to take it. It's a deep corner. The breeze has got a hold of it, and that's straight back out of play. A few groans from the Victory fans here. Since maybe the last opportunity for a late equaliser has passed them by. Still have stoppage time to come. No indication yet as to how long that will be, but you would imagine there would be 4 or 5 minutes or thereabouts at least. Weir with a long clearance this time. Domfe, now Isgrove. Georgakopoulos. Watching almost face plants on the ground. He wins a foul in the process. Kenyan-born veteran for Hume City. One of the most reliable players in the league. Rarely plays a bad game, Mark Oching. Tonight certainly hasn't been one of them. Ashcroft just punts that into the corner. Bit of time wasting now by Hume. They can afford to do that. They've got their noses in front. Although Obiora has come away with it. He might make it official. He doesn't quite. But he had Daniel Graskowski sprawling there. There's Obiora. Hume were just taking it to the corner to time waste, and Obiora saw an opportunity and nearly made the most of it. The 90 minutes are up. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Isgrove with the intercept. It spills into the air. Rasmowski. Now Howie. Passes it straight to the feet of Lucas Mattia, who can only offer a wry smile. It's all happening here tonight. Some yellow cards dished out. We've seen penalties given and missed. We've seen all manner of goals. Could we yet see some late goals, a dramatic finish? Still time for either side. Still time for just about any type of result too. Here's Howie. Isgrove happy to bring it away. And through the middle for Domfay. Will it sit for him? It does. It's Domfay, but he just couldn't get enough power behind that. Couldn't quite shrug off Parker Williams to really get a shot behind that. Lazarevski. Obiora, who's been good since coming on. Now Kellart. Substitutes getting involved here. Ashcroft. Not a great clearance, but Isgrove is there to mop it up. He's got Rasmowski with him. Ashcroft lays a good old-fashioned hip and shoulder on Lazarevski. Lazarevski recovers. Menelau. Very much in last chance saloon territory for Melbourne Victory now. They look headed for 2 losses in a row. Hume City, 3 wins in a row. There's another substitution will take place here. And Lloyd Isgrove, who has put in another big shift tonight. No goals, but he has certainly played his part in what looks as though it will be a Hume City win. He's off. Kalen Akar is on for the final few minutes. Can't be long to go now. We're with the long clearance again. Howie. Kidder ends up on his backside and he's still down. Meanwhile, Howie plays on. Melbourne Victory still looking for an equaliser. Seconds ticking away. Menelau. Back to Howie. Goes himself, Howie. Now to Georgakopoulos. Hume City back in numbers. Can Victory try and tease them apart? It's Rasmowski, the skipper. Oh, he just does a bit too much. It comes back to him, though. And now it's Howie. But the pass was just overcooked. And Michael Weir wraps his hands around the ball. And he will be in no hurry to take the goal kick. Mark Otching's down behind play. Kurdar's down. It seems like half the players on the field are down on their haunches or on the grass now. It's been that sort of evening. And it's an evening which is just about done. Hume City looks set to keep their perfect record against Melbourne Victory. 9 years since their last meeting. They've at least conceded 2 goals tonight. But it looks like they're going to get the 3 points to make it a hat-trick of wins on the trot. Lazarevsky holding it up. College. Albani into the area. Hoey's the only player there, the shortest man on the field. Helps it back to Razmosky. Could he find a captain's goal here? He goes down just outside the area. It's a yellow card for the Hume defender. And it is going to be a free kick in very inviting territory for Melbourne Victory. It was Akar, the last substitute to come on, who laid the challenge and went into the book as a result. And now this could be the moment for the home side to salvage a point with what could well be the last kick of the game. It's a 5-man wall and there's a man on the floor behind them too. Hume City have been in front for so long they don't want to let it slip now. College and Harid is standing over it. It's College. And Weyer rubs it in with a bit of play acting to finish. And that is the finish. A highly entertaining night of football here at the home of the Matildas again. But unfortunately for Melbourne Victory, it's another entertaining loss because it's Hume City who have come down from Broadmeadows to Bundoora, and they will leave with the points. They've come from behind. Jing Reese started the scoring on the 6th minute. Ashcroft then got an equaliser soon after. Reese missed a penalty. Yusal put Hume in front just before the break. Okani added a third not long after the break. And then Luca College added a late second for Victory, who had a crack in the final minutes but couldn't find a way through. And that's the way it's finished here at the home of the Matildas. My name's Cade Lucas. Thanks for being with me on this Monday night, where it's finished Melbourne Victory 2, Hume City 3.